Hello everyone and welcome back to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Let's start chapter 3. Youth. 16 years. Then there is a ginormous peacetime chapter and then the revolt. So looks like the war is inevitable. I really wonder what will happen.
Leaving my hometown behind, I set out for the capital of the empire. There, I would discover my role in society.
Chapter 3. Youth. Leaving home. The driver flicks in reins. The carriage slowly sways as it starts moving away from your home. You stick your head out of the window and wave goodbye to your family. Nathan is running after the carriage with Thomas's younger brother in tow, tears glistening in their eyes. It hurts to leave your home behind. Ahead lies Eterna, the imperial capital. You've often read about it and heard stories from Father and Stefan. It is a city that surpasses Anisot enormously in terms of size, age, wealth, and beauty. But what is it really like? What kind of life awaits you there? What will you learn there? And where will your actions take you? You pass the old walls of Anisot. Somewhere within them is the old fortress you and Thomas built together out of old new. Wait a second. Oh, we are still speaking about the Anisot. Somewhere within them is the old fortress you and Thomas built together out of old wooden planks, now left to the care of your younger brothers. So looks like he defended it that night that I wanted to study. You two are adults now. Perhaps your fortress will crumble, now abandoned, or perhaps your brothers will continue what you started. Who knows? You look down at your hands, knuckles covered in scars from street antics, fingers stained with ink. Mother gave you a cross to wear away from home, and now you can feel its warmth against your chest. Your family counts on you, even though they all wish a different future for you. But they are behind you now, in Anisot. From this point on, only you will decide which road you'll take. Interesting. I wonder if this will be more free-flowing, with more decisions. This is the journey you prepared for throughout your entire childhood. Ahead of you lie many years in the capital, years that will determine your fate and place in society. Oh no. I thought that we would be leveling this up, but nope. Okay. New personal qualities. These are your personal qualities in adulthood, which you will use for the rest of your life. They are some of the qualities that you have gained in childhood and adolescence. For most skill checks, you will need value between 10 and 16. Values 17 to 19 are required for rare and especially difficult choices. The maximum value 20 only gives you chance for one extraordinary deed. Alright. So perception and nobility is diplomacy, unknown. Your proficiency in the laws of the empire, as well as your connections and influence among the ruling elite and high society. It affects your ability to negotiate with people of importance, most important to the judge. Promising, influential, received in elite circles, masterful diplomat. Okay, right now we need 1 point to be at least promising. Manipulation, naive. Your ability to influence people by way of deception and trickery, and use them to achieve your goals. Most important to the conspirator. There have to be a lot of events, and I mean a lot of events. We leveled basically nothing in our previous chapter. Like, absolutely nothing. And we would need to level this up 13 times to get the Master Manipulator. Perception and Spirituality. Theology. Neophyte. Your proficiency with sacred text. Comprehension of the divine law and ability to construct and defend your own interpretation of the faith. Most important to the Inquisitor. Are those the jobs or NPCs we will speak to? Follower, Initiate, Theologist, Prophet. Interesting. For whatever reason, I am just drawn to the theology side of this game. Interesting. Determination and nobility. Valor. Weak in battle. I think everything is below 9. Your capabilities as a warrior. Your strength in battles and duels. It affects your ability to fight and command troops. Most important to the judge. Yeah, second judge. Scheming. Your talents for inciting riots, organizing ambushes, and plotting murders, assaults, and sabotage. It determines the success of your criminal undertakings. Alright, this looks like we are going to play a resource management strategy. And I am all for it. Criminal Mastermind. Alright. Determination and Spirituality. Eloquence. Tongue-tied. Clear speech, silver tongue. Inspired speaker, great orator. Well, right now I think everybody can hear that I am tongue-tied. I'm unable to even read this text. Your ability to instill faith, to guide and lead people with your speeches. Most important to the Inquisitor. Alright. Let's see. Looks like we have, again, 8 years. You left your hometown to study in the Imperial capital. Okay, this is the thing we've read. I am not looking at any of the events. Life paths that you will choose from this chapter. Path of Lotless, Path of Priest, Nobleman, or True Death. True Death? There can be a True Death in this chapter already. Alright. Well, we know that there are 3 paths. Events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. I am not looking at any of this. I am skipping. I don't want to know. Your personal qualities in this chapter. They will be used for the rest of your life. So this will be just increasing or decreasing forever, I assume. So diplomacy would be great to get at least +1 as soon as possible. Prophet is the lowest one. Well, we will see. Let me also see, this is diplomacy is judge, theology inquisitor, conspirator. Judge, inquisitor, conspirator. So the one that I wanted to go for is literally the one that I have the least points in. Very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe getting at least mediocre fighter. Yeah. Diplomacy and mediocre fighter, and then we can go for eloquence and theology. Not like I can tell what we can actually get from the events, but that's what I would like to focus on. Wait a second. Why was there just 5 ticks? Arrival in the capital. It takes a whole month to reach Eterna. A whole month in a carriage. Okay. That is a very long way. You and Thomas spend the days wagging your chins and staring at the scenery as your carriage makes its way along the road and towards the next province. Soon it crosses from the familiar barren, arid lands of Magra to the stately mountains of Illyria. During one of many stays at the roadside inn, The two of you even manage to share a whole bottle of strong wine and keep it a secret from the servant who drives the carriage. Adult life feels positively intoxicating. We are 16. What are you talking about? Adult life. Whole bottle. Alright. Was Guero. Soon, I tell you. Soon we'll be there. And I'll earn my sword as soon as I get accepted into the military academy. You will see. And then nobody's gonna walk all over me like I am some commoner. We have +3 sympathy. Alright, that's nice. You keep rehearsing everything they taught you in school. Soon, we are almost at the end of your long journey. You have left behind the arid rocks of Magra, the mountains of Illyria, and the flooded meadows of Arknia. Eterna, the capital, is right ahead. Situated at the junction between the Reglata and Talarina rivers, the city is vast. 3 majestic stone bridges keep its 3 shores interconnected. Smooth stone paves the main city streets. Gilded moldings decorate the building. Towering pillars reach high into the sky. Your carriage takes you past a spacious park with marble fountains and intricately trimmed bushes. On the streets you see On the streets you see ornately decorated carriages bearing Arcanian coats of arms and abandoned merchants' tents filling the streets with beckoning cries and unusual sights. The spires of ancient temples dot the city skyline. The carriages come to a halt on a large city square with a towering marble fountain. The coachman says you have arrived. Thomas is to apply to the military academy. The academy barracks are 2 streets away. Your lodging house is in the alleyway nearby. A room has already been reserved for you. I really wonder if the handkerchief thing is going somewhere, because for some reason I'm very connected to that. You get out onto the street and say brief goodbye to each other. You promise to meet again after the entrance exams. Then your friend disappears into the crowded streets of the capital. You are left to your own devices in this vast city. A group of nobles walk past. They are dressed in well-fitting clothing, decorated with gems and golden threads. You are not even noticed. Street urchins gaze a dog down the alleyway. Soldiers of the Imperial Legions are marching to fifes. What is fifes? The fifes and drums towards the barracks. Humble pilgrims are gathering to the great temple of the twins. There are sounds of music and fountains, and the smell of baked bread and garbage drains. That's the smell of baked bread and garbage drains. That's something that you will remember forever. You quickly check in at the lodging house, then go back outside. The sun is setting. The streetlights come to life. Merry music fills the taverns. A couple of noble coaches with tinted windows fill the streets. Shadows and hushed voices and laughter fill the parks. You are all alone with the city, so vast and unfamiliar. You take a look around, determined to fill your first night in the capital with memories. Very interesting picture here. Looks like some beggars, some poets, some dancers and prostitutes? Well, I mean, it's the capital, I guess. You see young nobles gathered by the fountain, talking and making jokes excitedly. One of them keeps glancing at the clock tower. They're about your age, their clothes are hand-tailored, and 2 of them bear noble swords. They seem to be waiting for something. It might be a good idea to make their acquaintances. Acquaintance. I don't know. It would be most helpful to develop a familiar with the influential nobles of the capital. Loud music from the large establishment on the corner distracts you for a moment, The servants have just opened the shutter to air out of the hall. It seems there will be a gathering inside. People from various estates greet each other as they take their seats. A servant by the door of the establishment hails you. Sir Gert... What the fuck is this name? Sir Gert Arkwright will be making a speech about the rights of the common estate. If you wish to listen, you'd better get inside quickly. Then you look at the great temple of the twins at the far end of the street. The pillar shines in the evening dusk above it. The temple gates are open and worshippers are flocking inside. There are too many people for an ordinary service. This must be something important. What do they preach here in the capital? What do they say of the new faith and the teaching of the patriarch Fotis? You snap out of your reverie when you hear loud laughter. A group of young men dressed in the color of the Imperial College have made the acquaintance of several lovely girls. They are making their way down the road, united by merriment. One of the girls smiles at you. It is an invitation to join them. Okay. They turn the corner and walk away, but you can still hear their voices ringing and echoing through the street. A night of revelry and jolly, loud fun doesn't sound half bad. This is your first night in Eterna. No matter what you choose, you will remember it for a long time to come. Meet the noble youths. You forge a bond with a group of young nobles. Listen to Arkwright's speech. You decide to listen to the speech on the rights of commoners. Visit the great temple of the twins. You follow the other worshippers to the temple and attend the nightly service. Run after the students. You run after the gaggle of students and join in their merriment. I'll be honest, this sounds like the worst idea. A new guy in a big city that is running after some students. This sounds like the true death. Something bad is going to happen here. Visit the Temple of the Twins. This sounds nice. Speech, right of commoners. I don't care. Meet the noble youths. You forge a bond with a group of young nobles. I'm thinking about the nobles or the Temple of the Twins. I would like to get the nobles, meet them, but I would honestly like to see what is going on with in the temple now. Yeah, let's do it. I'm the guy that will sacrifice all societal benefit between people and will just go for the church. Arrival in the capital. You follow the worshippers and barely make it into the overcrowded great temple of the twins. Even this enormous hall of stone is not enough to fit so many people. The commoner's half is absolutely packed. There are no free seats left at all. The crowd is buzzing in anticipation. You hear Reverend whisper. The preacher for today's evening service is Father Ulrich, one of the leaders of the punitive branch of the church. A man dressed in a long black cassock and wearing a silver cross appears on the raised platform by the altar. He bears a rolled scroll on his side, held tight by a silver seal. You try your best to see his face, chiseled features, sunken cheek, bald head. Father Ulrich, that is such a stereotypical name, looks at the crowd with his steely eyes, and the whole falls silent. Alright, so he has a cross in a... Yeah, it's a target, alright. Interesting. Oh, please don't tell me... Oh, this will be hard to read. Ye who live in Eterna, I see before me the faces of true believers. We are not united before the twins, yet in our faith, in them we are united. Twins are the guiding lights in the darkness of our life. The twins are the only inconvertible truth of this world. To say Isatius in his first book, the twins are law and will and love. But the will is above all. From this will came law, and love, too, was born from the will. Twins had the will to bring us those three gifts, and so the great Arcanian Empire came to be. Twins had the will to lead us, and so we are no longer lost in the darkness, now guided by true faith. The twins brought their teachings to us when the Empire was founded, and so they created the very foundations of our lives, the knowledge of the lots, and of the hereafter, and of the path we must follow in life. This is their legacy and their gift to us. So heed these words, you who are righteous and live by your lot. You shall be brought to the peak of the shining pillar for an eternity of bliss. But you who live in defiance by your lot, you shall endure eternal suffering at the foot at the pillar. Every soul will face the stern gaze of the twins upon their true death and answer for every misdeed. There is no escape from this judgment. So we know that the lots may be a lie, but the twins still obey the laws of the humans that made them up, I guess. So heed my will, for it is the will of the twins. Follow your lot in life, and follow the words of Isatius, and then you shall reach the peak of the pillar, whited by our gods. You have heard these words many times, in the temple, in your theology lessons, from Mother, and in the passage of books. But Father Ulrich's speech reaches far, far deeper. It seeps into the very hiding depth of your soul, breaking, binding you to the will of these words. There is no resisting this will. I guess the reason why I am so interested in the theology path of this game is the moment we've seen the twins with our sister, I think. Because it sounds like it is something real in this game. It is not just simple or corrupt people who think they are superior to other people, let's revolt. Like there is something deeper in this world. Father Ulrich is right. There is no task more crucial than living by your lot, so you may face the judgment of the twins in the hereafter. All doubt you had before you visit to the temple is gone. You feel joy at each word spoken by Father Ulrich. The truth was revealed to you all along, yet you allowed it inside you only now. You know that twins are always watching over you. Always guiding, always protecting, always judging. Every step you take, every move you make, every breath you take, I will be judging. Oh, interesting. The sermon ends in the small hours of the night. The sky is tinted with the pink shade of the coming sunrise, and a shining pillar standing tall against the heavens. You return to your lodging, prepare all your things for the coming day, and drift off to sleep free of any fear or doubt. So, theology +1, eloquence +1, but willpower -5. I don't remember it saying it would drain the power, but I guess the door is not, it doesn't mean that it would drain power, it meant only that there is something I needed to do before. Alright. At least we have willpower. And these are the things I really wanted to upgrade anyway. Theology and eloquence. This will take so many level ups, oh my god. Well, I'm glad that we got some stats. Year 1134. You arrive in Eterna, the ancient capital of the blessed Arcanian Empire. Luke's sermon. You have spent the last 3 days studying books, but today you decide to take a walk through the streets of Eterna. They are full of life as usual. You proceed to the square next to the lodging house. A procession of priests walk through the square. You notice that one of them holds banner of the new faith, an open book. This is the same banner that was behind Patriarch Fotis on the day of his assassination. Alright, so new faith will be very important. A crowd immediately gathers around them. Many people are looking at the icon painted on a small pedestal depicting a grey-haired man with glowing green eyes. You recognize that face, the face of the late Patriarch Fotis. Alright, we've been there, we've seen the assassination. A man with his thick beard appears by the icon painting. His broad shoulders bear a white and gold cloak with the coat of arms of the capital province embroidered on it. He is Luke, Patriarch of Arachnia. He casts his stern gaze over the crowd. I speak to all who live within the sight of the shining pillar. Exactly 1 year ago we lost Fotis, Patriarch of the Marga province, mentor of the new faith. Patriarch Fotis was the first to see the books of Isatius for nothing but the words of a man, not the words of the twins themselves. He was the first to tell people to seek the path to the gods in their own hearts instead of blindly following the lots, to seek answer in the lives of the twins and their own hearts rather than the words of a priest. Through Patriarch Fotis, we were able to see the truth. Through his death, we saw that his words are not heresy. They are the truth that used to be obscured by Isatius' lies. And now I bring good news. Patriarch Junius, Diamant, interesting name, has seen to it that our teacher will be canonized as a saint. Alright. Let's think about this, right? He is saying that the lots are a lie and that we are supposed to follow the twins in our hearts. And that's exactly how I played so far, right? I didn't take the lot of commoner, I took the lot of a noble. I was seeing the twins sometimes, hearing the tree. I think I am part of the new faith. Yes, Junius Diamant, an Arcanian from a great dynasty and a patriarch of Astinia, has joined the new faith himself. And through this we hope that the entire empire will soon see that our doctrine is the truth. We are free from the shackles of the lots. We are equal before the twins, with each day more and more people hearken to the truth. And one day the entire empire will hear our call. So let us pray, my brothers. The believers around you bow their heads in prayer and thank the twins, not for the lot they were given as they usually would, but for a chance to choose their own path. The Patriarch's sermon is inspiring. It compels your hands to meet in a sign of prayer. It compels your lips to repeat the words of the new faith. Patriarch Luke's sermon forms a cadence, and your heart beats in time with it now. You recall the murder of Patriarch Fotis a year ago. It seems more patriarchs share his doctrine now. The news of Junius Diamant joining the new faith is stunning. If an Arcanian from a great dynasty has sided with Fotis' doctrine and agreed to see everyone as equals under the twins, the new faith must truly be putting down roots. But suddenly several figures appear by the podium, figures clad in black, with glinting silver on their sides, inquisitors. They push through the crowd and form a circle around Patriarch Luke. One of these priests rises before the crowd. He is clean-shaven, tall, with chiseled features. Everyone falls silent at the sight of him. The Inquisitor speaks with a booming voice that can be heard by all. I am Father Ulrich. In the name of the twins, and by my right as an Inquisitor, I order you to turn around and leave. The words you are hearing are full of lies. Patriarch Luke has sent out to poison your hearts and minds, and the Inquisition will not allow this heresy to spread. The only true path in life is the will of the twins. Life offers us no other choice. You are hereby ordered to disperse at once. Most people leave the square immediately. You want to get involved with the Inquisition. Some people stay, however. And some even shout angrily, "We want to listen to Luke. He is the Patriarch of Arknia, and he has more to say. Get away from our sermon, old believers. We will not listen to you and your hoary old lies about the lots." Inquisitors, bring those who may yet listen back to their lots, and leave the others to the champions of faith. The black-clad Inquisitors descend from the podium and approach the people who chose to stay. With nothing but their words, they make people stop shouting and start listening. The uproar ceases quickly. They have dissected the crowd, split it into smaller groups that surround each Inquisitor. One of these Inquisitors chooses to approach you. He is a humble-looking man, of age with a rough haircut. He looks you straight in the eye, as his lively, soulful voice forces you to listen to his words despite yourself. My name is Father Jeremiah. I know your thoughts were stirred by the Patriarch's words. You are not sure who to trust, but I teach at a cemetery. I have been studying the teachings of the twins my entire life. You can trust me. I know you can hear what I have to say. I know you can hear what I have to say. I see their light in your eyes, the light of the true faith. Will you listen to my counsel, my son? You feel no malice in the words of Inquisitor Jeremiah, only hope. It is his lot to aid you, to guide you away from error and set you on the path of the true faith. He is a priest, so he should know the truth. Or perhaps the Inquisitor himself is in the wrong. So there is new faith, there is old faith, there is a true faith. Listen to his counsel, debate him, or resist him. We can accept the counsel, we can argue against the Inquisitor and in favor of the new faith, or refuse to be ordered around. It is not the clergy's place to give orders. I want to counsel, but I also want to debate him. Let's debate him. You start debating the Inquisitor, mastering all your knowledge and averence of the new faith. The lots are an error introduced by Isatius. They are incorrect, obsolete, and contrary to the way of life in the modern empire. Please, hear me out, my son. In these difficult times, people of your estate are the ones most tormented by doubt. Your lot is suffering, but not all of you are ready to suffer. Some turn to guile and cunning to avoid it, and they end up in eternity's pillars, and they end up in eternity's embrace at the foot of the pillar. Please understand, your lot requires humility. Suffering is inevitable, and so is doubt. Each of them may temper your soul, yet each may also destroy it. But know this, if you have doubts, you are always welcome at the temple. No priest will turn you away in a moment of weakness. This is why we exist, to fortify faith in the hearts of all people, to bring the words of the twins to those who have gone astray. Know this, the Inquisition does not imprison everyone suspect of heresy. We exist to protect souls, to guide and save them. We pursue dangerous doctrines and seek to rescue every soul we meet. Arrest of execution is our last resort. It's interesting that you mentioned that. Reserved only for the sinners beyond redemption. You can see that I am merely speaking to you right now. I have not resorted to force, nor giving you any orders. Do not resist this, but rather consider the following. Did the Patriarch speak the truth? Well, I don't know what is the truth, right? I don't know the writings. Or at least we were never said what the writings actually say, I think. So we can just trust them right now. You answered that Luke's sermon was far more convincing than Father Jeremiah's words. Everyone blindly heeds the writing of Isatius, who is but one man who decided that he had the right to define the lives of generations to come. But people have the right to free will, you say. They have the right to choose their destiny and bear the burden of their choice. Father Jeremiah sings in response. Sighs in response. It saddens me to see that you have been led astray so easily. Yet you are young. You should seek to learn the truth on your own. If you truly believe you can interpret the will of the gods, perhaps you should become a priest yourself. A challenge, you say? Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, I will. Oh, I will interpret it so hard. You have no idea, Jeremiah. Jeremiah Haag, Inquisitor, one of the eldest and most respected teachers at the Divine Seminary of Eterna. An ardent old believer, he seeks to protect the faith from any new doctrines that might seek to undermine it. He's nice, but looks like he really wants the old faith to be the only one. If you come to the Divine Seminary and prove you deserve the lot of the clergy, you'll be accepted. I teach there, and I am always happy to see students of the considerable talent, even if they have been led astray. But for now, you should leave this place. You learn nothing by facing the champions of faith. With this, Father Jeremiah leaves you and proceeds further. You leave the square freely, your dignity preserved. The remaining people in the square consider arguing with the other inquisitors. Armed champions of faith stand nearby, but they do not intervene. Luke and his retinue can no longer be seen. You walk back to the lodging house, mulling over Father Jeremiah's words about the seminary. Your family sent you to earn a noble title, but you have an opportunity to become a priest of the old faith or the new. Well, I will be priest of the true faith. If you see your destiny in service to the gods, no one has the right to stand in your way. No one. Eloquence +1. We are so far behind. Oh my god. All. The advance of the new faith. Patriarch Luke's sermon have converted many commoners and nobles of the mantle to the new faith. There are now several temples in Eterna that follow the new canons. With Luke's blessing, this has led to no small amount of anger amongst the followers of the old faith. Two mighty bishops of the church lead the new faith. One of them is Luke, the Patriarch of Archnia himself. Spiritual mentor of the capital province, he preaches all across Archnia, and his sermon adding to the new faithful flock. The other leader of the new faith is Patriarch Junius Diamant, hailing from a great Archnian dynasty. He is the de facto ruler or Astinia province, adored by his subjects. He has founded the Holy Order anew. Junius Diamant rarely preaches, but people believe the Astinian Patriarch attends to the needs of all who convert to the new faith. This schism within the church is growing. The split has furthered the divide between the commoners and the nobles. Though thankfully, there has been no direct conflict as of yet. But it has become clear that there is no way to stop the steady advance of the new faith. Born from the death of Patriarch Fotis, it grows stronger by the day. So this is the... yeah. Schism -2 to +2. Order -1. Discontent. Yeah, this will definitely fall even more. I assume to unrest 100%. And I think in new faith... well... it might go to +1, I think. We will see what happens next. The city that never sleeps. The next few weeks pass by in hard work and preparation for the coming entrance exam at the Imperial College. You grow more and more exhausted with each passing day, so much that one night you fall asleep while studying another book. When you finally come to, you decide it is high time to get some recreation outside. The city of Eterna amazes you as you stroll through its splendid streets. It is another night, a different night. Yet the city is beautiful still. The shining pillar is a slice of light against the dark night sky. The lamps on the facades of the building are lit. Night descends on the capital. You don't feel like going back to your book tonight. Is this the pillar? It's like a big light, but not a bright light. Recently, you made the acquaintances of several young men. They are children of nobles of the mantle just like you, sent to the capital to earn their noble titles at the college. You decide to seek them out. Your new friends are having a late dinner on the next street over, loudly discussing their plans for the night. Some speak eagerly of a dueling club where you can see the most skilled and other duelers in the Empire doing what they do best. You have never seen professional duelers fight. It must be far more exciting than father's fencing lessons or that fight in the ruins of Anisot. And if luck favors you, perhaps you can even make useful contacts among the noble families in the capital. The others try to convince the rest to take a trip to a certain secret saloon. The establishment is expecting a guest tonight, they say, a young lady who speaks about the true state of affairs in the Empire. There are many questions about the nature of the place and identity of the mysterious speaker, but the young men have only one answer. They are forbidden to speak about this outside of the club. Oh. However, they can take you there as long as you aren't afraid to learn dangerous truth. I said that we wanted to learn fighting a little bit because that is the closest that we are to leveling up, right? Yeah, we need 2 points in valor, 1 in diplomacy, manipulation, scheming. I want the truth, if it can be trusted. There are others still, drinking their fill of wine rather than eating. Fencing, they say, speechless nonsense. Fencing, speeches, nonsense. The place you oath to go tonight, they claim, is the Markian Society, gathering for those of common estate but uncommon opinions that offers pleasure for everyone. Pleasures of the palate, pleasures of drink, pleasures of the flesh. Is this not heresy and crime? Perhaps. And if some of your newfound friends are eager to go there. Oh, really? In the end, your group split in 3 to spend the night as they see fit. What will it be? A contest featuring the best fencers in Eterna, an establishment both mysterious and dangerous, or an encounter with a people who defy their lot with audacity? You weigh their options. So there was the third option. Am I blind? The place you saw tonight, they claim. Oh, okay, so this is the third one. I see. Go to the dueling club. Decide to learn from the Empire's best duelers. Secret saloon. You choose to see this mysterious lady and listen to her dangerous speech. Or Markian Society. You agree to join these people who have traded away the bliss of the hereafter for all the pleasures of life. Alright, so this is the sinners. What can be dangerous speech? Like, this is weird. I'm thinking about the dueling club, but this might be the one, because there might be more people, more... I think we will go to the secret saloon. The secret saloon is an unremarkable wooden building down the alleyway, a few blocks from the Great Temple of the Twins. A couple of thoughts. Taciturn fellows at the door eye you suspiciously. Their faces are obscured by hoods. One of your newfound friends nods to them, and you are allowed inside. The inner rooms are stuffy and overcrowded. All the partitions have been removed to make room for more people. There is a raised platform next to one of the walls, perhaps a stage. There are benches all around. They are occupied by people of the common estate, most of them modestly dressed. They are artisans, thinkers, street vendors, students. Yet you see that some of them are wealthy and impeccably dressed. A mop-headed young man, dressed like a low-ranking clerk, appears on the stage. He claps to attract the public's attention. When the house goes quiet, he reads a series of pamphlets condemning the supreme authorities of the empire and their obsolete rule. A group of young men appear on the stage next. Their faces covered in blue paint. They perform a derisive play entitled A Day in the Life of the Tempests. The performances are many, but their goal is always the same. They all claim the empire is stuck in the past and has to change. Then finally, after another voice of accusation, a young girl appears on the stage, and the crowd immediately grows silent. This is her, the mysterious guest they were talking about. You look at her from the crowd. You see short black hair, a slender figure, and those familiar shining eyes. Do we have the handkerchief? It is Sophia, of course it is her. Brothers and sisters, you all came to this place because deep in your hearts you know. It's Sophia, the girl who used to live next to her. She's grown so much since you've last seen her. But what is she doing here? But before Sophia even finishes her first sentence, a short man in a shabby jacket jumps up onto the stage. He flashes a badge and screams at the crowd, "Nobody move. We are all under arrest as accomplices to the insurrection against the Empire." Imperial gendarmen barge into the house, swords and crossbows gleam in the dim light. First there is confusion, then panic. Screams of fear and outrage fill the hall. Sophia is already gone. You can barely hear the cries demanding that you stay where you are. People start pushing against the gendarmes, against the doors, against the windows. The din is deafening. Only one thought remains in your mind. You have to run away as fast as you can. You push your way to the furthest window in the hall. A hand grabs you by the sleeve of your jacket. You pry it off without looking and keep pushing forward. The expensive jacket starts to tear at the shoulder. The window frame breaks and falls outside. You drop down after it. Shards of glass bite into your hands, but you barely feel the pain. You will have time to fit it later, but now you need to run. I think I should have seen the fight. You run and dodge and weave through the alleyway before finally heading for the lodging house. Your heart is racing, your hands are shaking, blood is dripping from the cuts on your arms. You have no idea what happened to the people who were arrested. Finally you reach your room and collapse onto the bed. You are safe from pursuit, but not from anxiety. What was Sophia going to say? How did she end up here in the capital after she escaped? Was she arrested too? There are so many questions, but you have no way to answering them. Eventually, you drift off into restless sleep. +1 scheming. Well, we are slowly getting there. By slowly, I mean very slowly, and by there, I mean to the lowest possible thing we can be. Oh my god, we are seriously just getting 1 to 3 years. Okay. Spring, the Code of Laws. You are on your way to the largest library in Eterna to study for your entry exams. It's right next to the college. The streets are full of people. Everybody is excited. You hesitate for a few seconds, then you let your curiosity get the better of you and head towards the place where you soon study. Before long, you hear the shouting. The great chancellor is about to give a speech about the future of the empire. You cannot possibly miss this. You mix with the crowd and soon find a convenient place to listen and watch what is about to unfold. On the steps of the college, you see a small tribune guarded by two Archnians armed with swords. This is the first time you have ever seen an Archnian standing guard, not let alone two of them. Alright, two at once. The doors of the college open to reveal a stately Archnian surrounded by an honor guard. It is he, Cornelius Tempest, great chancellor of the empire, younger brother to the emperor himself. He heads for the tribune and casts a look over the square. It is full of people in awe and utter silence. Long ago, humans witnessed the Archnians' arrival. The two nations built the empire side by side. The provinces joined us one by one, and Magra was the final province to attain the absolute might and majesty of the blessed Archnian Empire. Yet, there was another great event long before that. 1,000 years ago, the twins had graced us with their presence. With their arrival, the twins granted us their will. They showed us their love, their law, and they granted us knowledge of what awaits us in the hereafter. They chose the dynasty of Tempest to rule over empire. And from that day forth, our dynasty has ruled this land, ordained by the gods themselves. However, it is our duty to the twins not to seek power for power's sake, but rather to lead the empire to further prosperity. And so Great Imperial Council is soon to review and adopt a new set of laws called the Creed. Under the Creed, all estates will be granted rights. Under the Creed, there will be one law for the imperial citizens to obey, humans or Archnians, from the lowliest commoner to the emperor himself. The strife amongst the estates will end. A single law will resolve all of our quarrels. Glory to the empire. The great chancellor throws his arms into the air. The crowd murmurs and applauds in approval. Cornelius Tempest casts another look over the crowd and leaves. The crowd disappears. The sounds of agitated discussions are everywhere. Is it true that the Emperor's dynasty seeks to grant equal rights to all estates? What will happen to the empire then? Power. All the nobility in power, overseer in power, struggle for power, commoners in power, reign of terror. That's very funny that what follows for commoners is reign of terror. It is early morning. You have been awake since sunrise, studying. There is a knock at the door. The girl from your past. Is it a letter from home? Or a hotel servant? You open the door and freeze, stunned. Sophia. Hello, Brante. Hello, girl. Before you stand Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She is all grown up now. She looks so different. But you would always recognize those blue eyes, no matter what. You gesture for her to come in. Sophia enters the room, glances around, and sits in an armchair. You eye the girl you used to know as you sit across from her. But the young woman you see now has little in common with the girls you used to know. There's cold steel in the way she looks at things. Her hair is cut short. But what is she doing here? I can explain. I've been living in Eterna for a long time now, ever since I ran from Anizot. I heard the other day that you'd left from the capital to get into the college. So I found you, and here I am. You ask how Sophia learned about your arrival, and where are you staying, but she answers your questions with an enigmatic smile. We will get to that later. Right now, I want to see how much you've changed since we last saw each other. As for me, I've changed a lot. I'm a whole different person now. You look away as you recall your previous encounter, back when Sophia ran away from her Arcanian master. Sophia chuckles as she continues. Would you like to know what happened next? I traveled through the entire empire all alone. I had nothing. My journey ended only when I reached this place, the capital, with all its important people and events. This is the heart of the empire. It's a place where I can make difference. I have made friends here, found people I can truly call my family. I've even gotten an education of sorts. And I have purpose now. I fight against injustice. I fight against the lots. I fight those who treat our lives like mud on the pavement. And no, I'm not afraid to tell you that. I came to you for a good reason. I need help. I know you. I have faith in your good heart. And besides, it's also about the Imperial College you want to enroll in. Alright? The only event that we had with her is seeing her being trampled by horses and then hiding instead of putting her in Arcanian hands. There is a scholar there by the name of Bartholomew Dextra. He teaches natural sciences at the college. Dextra is an old man, but he is quite progressive. He will stop at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. As you know, only second-generation nobles or above are allowed to teach at the college, but Dextra, he is a commoner. He forged his patent of nobility to get a position at the college. But the secret chancellery recently learned of this. Dextra is about to face true death for his forgery. Really? True death for a forgery? Is everything being punished by true death here? But how is that justice? A man wants to teach people, and for this, they're going to take all his lives? They're going to punish him for the crime of being born in the wrong estate? It's evil and obscene, and I will not stand for it. Dexter deserves to be rescued. But I don't want you to put in danger, so I need your help. You are from a rich family. I don't want to put anyone in danger. You are almost a noble. If you help me to get Dexter out of the city, nobody will suspect anything. No one will know, and the scholar will live on to continue his research elsewhere, far away from the secret chancellery. Will you help me? You feel perplexed by Sophia's sudden request. She's asking you to break imperial law and undermine the work of the secret chancellery to save the scholar. Rescuing Dexter would be an adventure, but it would be incredibly dangerous. And besides, Dexter is a fake noble. He resorted to lies and deceit to his current position. How much does this matter to you? Sophia's blue eyes are studying you, waiting for your reply. We can help her, we can refuse, and we can assuage your guilt? What is that? Sophia is merciless. What? Oh. You turn Sophia over to Oton. If you help her now, it will make up for what you did to her. I see. There is no way you are going to rescue some false noble. He's getting his just desserts. Help her. You agree to help Sophia rescue Dextra. Okay, she is not merciless, she is merciless. I think we will help her, but I'm a little worried about our willpower. Let's help. You promised to help Sophia. Bartholomew Dextra does not deserve this. He has to leave the capital. She can count on you. I knew I could count on you. Then we must act at once. There is no time to waste. Dexter is to be arrested tomorrow. Here's his address. Go there as soon as the sun sets. No one will suspect you. Dexter often tutors young men for the college entrance exams. Tell him the owl sent you. Use the back door to get out. The carriage will drive up to the backyard. The driver will hoot like an owl. He will take you to the south gate. If the guards stop the carriage, just talk your way out of it. Well, I wonder if I will be capable of that. Once you are outside the city, Dexter will ride away in a different carriage. You will go back the way you came. I will meet you in Majesty Square. Weird noise. You nod to her words, and your hands start to shake. You are about to go against the secret chancellery. You are going to help someone escape punishment. To defy your own lot like this, it's unthinkable. When the sun sets, you leave the lodging house and walk quickly, glancing over your shoulders repeatedly. Bartholomew Dextra's house must be somewhere around here. You find the place. Gentler old man opens the door. His face is covered in wrinkles, his shoulders are stooped, and yet his eyes are sharp and lively. Bartholomew Dextra looks at you for a moment, then he asks why you have paid him a visit. You tell him you want to enroll into college and you are looking for a tutor. Dextra nods and invites you inside. Once you make sure nobody else can see or hear you, you whisper to the scholar about the real reason for the visit. The secret chancellery will be coming for him tomorrow, and he has to leave now to escape through death. Dextra freezes, then turns to you. How do you know about him and the secret chancellery? You tell him that the owl sent you, and has provided for his escape. As for the secret chancellery, you want him for forging a patent of nobility. The moment you utter Sophia's name, the lecturer calms down and starts packing for the journey. You watch him distractedly and notice that he lives in a rather austere fashion. It does not take him long to pack. To hear the quiet clacking of hoofs in the yard. Carefully, you and Dexter proceed to the backyard of the building. You see a carriage there. The driver hoots quietly. You get in. The carriage rolls down the road. There is tense silence in the closed-off space inside the carriage. The scholars wring his hands anxiously. Throughout the carriage windows, you see the massive city gates passing by. You are almost outside the city, but then a loud voice reaches you. Halt! We are almost outside the city. Oh, this is what I read. The driver obediently halts the carriage. Two city guardsmen. What is this word? Gendarmes. Two city gendarmes approach you. You leave the carriage to face the gendarmes before they can get a peek inside the carriage. They look you over and ask where you are going so late at night. You tell them you are the son of a judge in Magra, here to enroll in the college, and right now you wish to visit the estate of a newfound friend. To convince them further, you mention the name of a noble son you've become friendly with. The gendarmes release the carriage and wish you a pleasant trip. You drive along the high road until you encounter a peasant wagon. Dexter will take it to seek refuge far away from the capital. Before the two of you part ways, he pats you on the shoulders and tells you what you have done is a truly brave deed. You return to the city without incident. You find Sophia in Majesty Square as agreed, sitting on a bench by the streetlight, reading a book of some sort. She closes the book when she sees you and offers you her hand. So, did everything go according to plan? You nod. And we've earned ourselves a bit of free time. Let's go. You set off on a walk through the maze of narrow back streets. Finally, you have some time for questions. What happened to Sofia over the last 2 years? She was just a girl before, a servant. How is she now a revolutionary? Sofia just smiles sadly. You have seen what I can do. I'm not just a girl. The Inquisition caught up with me when I ran away from Anizote. I ended up in a house of humility, a dreadful place. I got collared. Do you know how it feels to lose your free will? Losing everything that makes you, you? She unclaps her tall shirt collar that had been hiding her neck all this time, and you see the round mark from the anti-magic collar. Anti-magic collar, you say? They say a scar like this will remain even after a lesser death, but I got lucky. Patriarch Janius Diamond saved me. Diamond told me and other mages from the House of Humility and removed our collars. Took me and other mages from House of Humility and removed our collars. Alright. So somebody is just a mage. Interesting. He made me one of his attendants. He taught me that there are no lots. He told me that I'm like this not because I'm a freak, but because it's my nature. He told me I can find a path to the twins like anyone else in the world. And then I was taken. I mean, I got out on my own. I found my lot, to protect the common people from the noble yoke, to help those who are as unlucky as I am, to fight for a different world, a world where everybody has equal rights, a world where mages don't get robbed of their will just because of one aspect of their birth, a world where the nobles no longer tread upon the commoners. Yes, this is our dream, but we are still so far away from it. But I will keep moving towards it, and I will stop at nothing. A strange, distorted expression appears on Sofia's face, but she quickly returns to normal. You keep walking until you are at your lodging house again. For a moment, you just stand there, looking at each other. Then suddenly, Sofia embraces you. For a moment, she remains still in your arms and whispers, "If we work together, one day we'll become a force to be reckoned with. I know you came here to find your way, but I'll never believe you, really. I will never believe you really want to bind yourself to other people's laws and desires for the rest of your life. The path I walk is dangerous, it's almost hopeless, but it's worth living for. Think about it." Then she withdraws just as quickly as disappears in the dark streets of Aterna. You make your way back to your room, exhausted by the events of the day. Was this really just a single day in your life? Well, +1. We need +2. Another +2 to be at least happy. Oh, hello. Scheming and valor. Weak in battle. We are soon there. We will be mediocre fighter. Scheming +1.
I will never forget that day. For it was then that I chose the path I would walk for the rest of my life.
The 3 lots. There are only a few days left until the Imperial College entrance exam. History, law, theology. You spend all day reading and rereading the books you brought with you, staying at the library of Aterna for hours, sometimes until it closes. As the day of the exam approaches, your hands start shaking more and more, and finally, day comes. A clear sky hangs over Aterna today. The breeze is warm. You dressed in your best outfit, a grey jacket and velvet culotte trousers. You comb your hair carefully and polish your boots until they shine. You leave the lodging house and head for the Imperial College. Your legs grow heavier with each step. Your anxiety at the fact your fate will be decided today is virtually tearing you apart. The college is a majestic building that looks not unlike a castle. In the square in front of it, you can already see several dozen people. Young men, sons of the nobles of the mantle like you, waiting for the college door to open. Time slows to a crawl. At last, the doors open. A stately man dressed in a professor's mantle appears at the entrance. He is the dean of the college. The students-to-be fall silent as the dean gets ready to deliver his welcoming speech. But the silence is interrupted by heavy footsteps of a clanking armor. A squadron of warriors emerge near the college, led by Arcanian officers. Their banners bear an image of golden grains. The noble militia of Monia province. What are they doing here? The nobles of Monia form a circle around the college, each warrior moving quietly and precisely until a chain is formed. One of the Arcanians is clad in an old-fashioned suit of armor. He is the leader of the militia. He locks the bar on the massive door of the college into place, then proceeds to the stairs to address the crowd loudly. Commoners, before you stands Eogrius of the Mongrog dynasty, Archduke of Monia. By my will, the college is hereby closed, and today's entrance exam is cancelled. Your lovely origins make you unfit for the great honor of rendering service to the Empire, a right that ought to be available only to the hereditary nobles of the sword. The college's reputation has been tarnished. It breeds mock nobles who bear not a trace of noble blood. You belong in a lowly estate, but have forgotten your place. Cornelius Tempest and other traitors to the Empire are indulging you and defacing the institution of the nobility for their lowly interests. A noble lot for those of lowly birth? How can this be? I will not stand for this disintegration of the imperial order. Now turn away from the college this instant and return to the humble trades of your ancestors. Plow your fields, mend your boots, and work and suffer by your lot. If any of you dares to set foot upon these stairs, you will be killed at once. Why does it always have to be so demeaning, right? Like, there can be commoners and the nobles, but every single time in these settings, the nobles are just so mean, so Karen, you know. I guess the drama is necessary. The students-to-be meet his speech with a stunned silence. The crowd in the square is growing. However, the news of the Monian noble militia and the college closing spreads throughout the streets like a wildfire. More humans join the crowd. College students, commoners, officials who worked hard to be ennobled. Unrest grows around you. You hear people calling to rush Archduke Monroe's forces to take control of the college and defend your right to become noble. The Emperor himself gave us this right. We have to fight for it. This is a decisive moment for all of you. The old gentry has challenged you. Will you accept this challenge? In the face of this shameful, illegal act by the Archduke's forces, you may prove that all of you deserves the noble lot. You will need to break through the cordon, get inside the college, and take control of it. The nobles will never dare hunt you if you preserve... Wait. The nobles will never dare hurt you if your presence is strong enough. If you are ready to risk it all and fight for a right to the nobility, you'll have to lead the charge. Oh my god, of course I have to lead the charge. People keep coming to the square in the meantime, including students and teachers from the Divine Seminary. The lot of the clergy is to guide others to the right path. When the estates clash, the priests are bound to intervene. The seminary teachers instruct their students to form a line between the noble militia and the outraged crowd. The priests begin telling the warriors nobles and the riotous commoners to return to the preordained divine order, lest they provoke the wrath of the gods. The wrath of the gods. As the priests utter these words, the crowd around you disappears. A vision appears before your eyes. The empire is ablaze. You see burning lands steep with pain and despair everywhere you look. Rivers overflowing to extinguish the burning world. You can tell that soil scorched by such fire will never bear fruit again. The gods' given vision demands to be heard, demands to be prophesied to the world. But only a priest may speak to the twins and for the twins. Will you keep it inside, or will you step onto the path of the twins have revealed you? Wait a second, will you keep it inside, or will you step onto the path of twins have revealed to you? So this is a vision I only see. Somebody shoves you in the back, and you snap out of the vision. You turn around to see a small but decisive troop of commoners moving quickly throughout the crowd. They are led by Sophia. As soon as she sees you, she signals them to stop. So, you are here too. Going to rush the college, are you? Can you see it already? The laws cannot be trusted. They give you the right to study here, just to throw you a bone. When the going gets tough, your masters will take it all away. It's time for you to decide. We are the Lotless. We are not putting up with the system any longer. We will fight for a new world. Are you coming with us, or are you going to submit to them? There are students and professors locked inside the college. Who knows how long Monroe will maintain this siege, and what if they start slaughtering people? Neither groups of nobles will care what happens to them. We are going to go inside and pull them out. Come with us if you are ready to take control of your own destiny. Oh, so dramatic. The tension in the square is palpable, and the situation is about to implode. Students, commoners, nobles of the mantle, followers of the new faith, all of them are gathering their forces to move on the wall of soldiers. They expect the nobles to let them through en masse. Surely they won't start a massacre. The Lotless, led by Sophia, prepare to break through the siege to rescue the people in the college. And all the while the priests preach peace to both sides of the conflict. The college is your only way into the nobility. Once you can fight for your new lot and fulfill your duty to your family, you could organize an offensive strong enough to get into the college and thus seize your lawful right like a true nobleman. Yet the revelation about the wrath of the gods still pulses in your mind. Once revealed, this vision will take you on a different path. Standing with the priests and preaching what you have just seen, warning all of the dire danger of the path of warring estates, bringing the twins' war to the people and guiding them to salvation. Could this be your new lot? We are the apocalypse bringers. Sophia and the Lotless, they expect you to join their struggle. They are waiting for you to cast off the old ways and eternal yoke of subservience. If you choose this path, you will not change your lot, and your suffering will continue. But your suffering might just change this world. This is the moment. Your future life will be decided here and now. What? Are you absolutely kidding me, right? Break through the Gordon into the college. Diplomacy and valor must be at least 10. It's 9. Read your revelation. Theology and eloquence must be 10. It's 7. Follow the Lotless. Yeah, like... I assume you had just had to know. We need so many points. So many points. Yeah, I would do this one, but we can't. I would do this 1 second, but we also can't. So we have to follow the Lotless. You join Sofia and her men and try to rescue the besieged students. Shame. The points, the exact thing that I wanted in the previous chapter that we didn't get. Let's follow. The 3 lots. You have decided. The storm of doubt in your mind clears at last. You are done serving the will of others. You will defy your lot. And you do need excuse me. You will defy your lot, and you do not need another. You are free already. And for this freedom, you are ready to sacrifice anything. You walk to the Lotless as Sofia smiles at you softly. Her compassion pat you on the shoulder, and then you get to work. Your companions pat you on the shoulder. The Lotless withdraw from the mob in the square and prepare for the raid. They are strong people of lovely birth, and their clothes are covered in dirt and soot. They hang on Sofia's every word. So the plan is simple. I will go to the warriors by the side gate and distract them. You know me, I have my ways. The rest of you must get inside the college and lead the people outside. When you are done, wait for my signal. Sparks of yellow flash in Sofia's eyes. She walks with confidence to the nobles guarding the side gate. They meet her with drawn swords, and then a flash of yellow light fills their eyes. The warriors freeze in place. Sofia walks away, and they follow her obediently. Okay, the path is clear. You hear one of the Lotless gasp in awe, but are all alive. Oh my god. That's our all right? Only she can do that. It's time. You open the gate and get inside the college, leaving the cries of the mob behind. Nobody stops you. Once this is done, you scatter to search the halls for students and professors. They are not too eager to trust the trespassing commoners, but with Arcanian swords hanging over their heads, they trust you anyway. Your student Garp helps you convince them. You take everyone you can find out of the college through the same unguarded gate. The Lotless take a roll call in an alleyway behind the college. You rescued almost 24 men. Sofia is the last to reach you. It is time to leave. The maze of hidden alleyways takes you safely to a path of abandoned land. Sofia clambers up onto the half-crumbled wall of an old house. She lights her pipe and gestures confidently for everyone to come closer. Welcome all. We are the Lotless. We are the people who will never stand for the injustice of the imperial system. Anti-Americans. We live as we see fit. We have no masters, only our own free will. Join our ranks, and you will be free. What is wrong with me? Join our ranks, and you will be forever free from the whims of an Arcanians and the gentry. Walk away, and they will be free to do with you as they see fit. I believe today was a fair show of their intentions. The freed students exchange glances. If they join you, their hopes of being ennobled by the mantle will be cut short. But they already saw how precarious their position is. Many of them are enraged by the fact that the Arcanians can take their rights whenever they please. We won't force you to stay. You are free to leave and go back to the college when it opens, if it opens. But if you don't want to dance to their tune anymore, the Lotless welcome you. Many students joined the ranks of the Lotless that day. You are among them. You are greeted by the motto of the Lotless. Our cause is just. Your new life has begun. Your life as a member of an outlaw brotherhood. There is no going back. You will be neither nobleman nor priest. Oh, come on. Your father will never forgive you for letting your family down. But for the first time in your life, you feel truly free. You have defied your lot. Now your fate is yours alone. What will happen next? Made the choice of becoming commoner. I didn't make a choice. The choice was made for me. It's quite ironic, isn't it? The lotless is supposed to be for the people who don't want to be in a lot, but I had no choice because I didn't have the points for it. I would actually choose literally anything than being lotless. Funny. Event has happened. Condition: remain a commoner. You remain in the common estate with no choice but to fend for yourself and make your own way in the world. Bonds of friendship. Also, the game often says something is forever or you will never see again, and then few pages later it actually happens. So it told me that I can never become priest or noble, but you know, maybe I can. Path of the lotless, path of the priest, path of the nobleman, through death. So these are the we need the theology and eloquence, diplomacy and valor. Exactly the things that I wanted to get. I said like, we need to get diplomacy at least by 1 and valor at least by 2. No, absolutely nothing. True death. Accept true death. I can accept a true death, alright. Anyway. You return to the lodging house, one last time to gather your belongings for the move to your new home. A young man dressed in the uniform of the military academy greets you by the door. It takes you a moment to recognize Thomas. Your friend locks you in an embrace. Brante, hey, how are you? I heard about the nasty stuff that went down in the college square. Those damn gentry would do anything to keep low-born folks under their thumb. Glad the situation resolved itself. As for me, I'm an academy cadet now. He's beaming with pride. You invite him and chat while you pack. Thomas continues to relay the news as you walk up the stairs. I made it into top 10. Can you imagine? Did pretty well in sparring and the sciences. It was all thanks to the help you gave me back in the school in Anisot. I'll be studying the art of war now, and then it's quick march to the noble title. How about you? I didn't have a choice. You tell Thomas about what happened over the past few days, and the path you have chosen. He remains quiet as you speak. Both of you realize that you may never see each other again. You know, Brante, here's what I think. You may have your own path in life, but you are my friend. We gotta make sure our friendship lasts forever, no matter what happens to us. Here, I brought 2 brass rings. If the old tradition is to be believed, both of the rings and their wearers will always remain close to each other, no matter where the fate takes them. What do you say? Are we getting married? The 2 of you grew up side by side. Thomas, the audacious, hot-blooded, sharp-tongued boy who used to live next door. You can't imagine your childhood without him. But would it be right to promise him that your friendship will last forever, no matter what happens? 2 rings made of plain brass lie in his open palm. If you wear these rings, you will be bound by ties of friendship for the rest of your life. Swear an oath of friendship. Path of the nobleman. Take the ring. So we didn't take the path, but we still have good relations. Keep things as they are, or end the friendship. You are not the children you used to be. This is where you must part ways. Keep things as they are. You are sure you will do best to keep the friendship alive. but you cannot promise it will last forever. Take the ring. You take the ring. The two of you have been friends for a long time. It seems unthinkable that your friendship could ever end. Well, I assume that there will be something between us. Maybe some kind of murder, a kind of drama we will have to choose. But I will still take the ring. I mean, he's the only character, right, that we basically know in any way, shape, or form. I don't think our sister or brother will be there. Father might be disappointed. I mean, the fire girl is there, but yeah, let's take the ring. Have at least one friend. You take one of the rings from his outstretched palm. The two of you have walked side by side ever since you were children. Even though your paths in life may diverge, nothing will ever tarnish your bond. You are ready to preserve your friendship in the brass forever. You put a brass ring on your pinky. A perfect fit. Thomas does the same. He starts beaming again. Now we are friends forever. For all eternity. We gotta celebrate this. Come, I know a place. I gotta show you. Tastiest meat I've ever tried, Brante. My treat. The two of you go to a noble salon by the square of Emperor Severin. Surrounded by tobacco smoke and meat bottles, you wag your tongues, recall the days of your adolescence, and make plans for the future. Nobody knows what could be waiting for you, but you promise you will never lose sight of each other. Bound by friendship. Would be nice in real life, wouldn't it? Heaven has happened. Swear an oath to Thomas. You and Thomas form an unbreakable bond of friendship. Paul, a letter from home. You write a letter home and tell them you failed to get into the college. There is no other way. Father would have learned everything one way or another. It isn't an easy letter to write. He did send you to the capital specifically to attend the college, after all. You write about Archduke Monroe's assault and the students' doubtful future now, that their right to be ennobled by the mantle may be revoked. You tell them that you plan to get a job in the capital and earn a living. They should accept your choice. It was not a choice. You reply. The reply from your family arrives very quickly. We send you to the capital with the sole purpose, but you failed. Indeed, nobody expected an attack on the college, but you could have upheld your right to study there had you been more firm. Cornelius Tempest will ensure the college opens again. Yet, you have already rejected the nobleman's lot. And to what end? I can only accept your choice now, but you will no longer receive any support from the family. It is up to you to earn your keep. I can only hope that you will not disappear in the capital. Oh, Stefan. This entire siege incident is nothing but a poor excuse. You failed to uphold your right to enter the college, and that is the end of it. It costs Father so much time and money to send you to the capital, and he rejected it all. And for what? To remain a commoner until the end of your days? I hoped you would one day become my equal, but now the very thought of this is just absurd. There's another letter. It's from Gloria. It seems neither Father nor Stefan know she sent it. Sir Robert smashed a vase. What? Sir Robert smashed a vase when, as he read your letter. Stefan screamed at the top of his lungs about love war and full bloods. Fortunately, I led Mother and Nathan away before we all got in trouble. But I'm proud of you. You defied Father's will. You went against all expectations, against the entire rotten system. You made his decision. Now follow it to the end. I believe this path will lead you somewhere worthy. Take good care of yourself, my brother. I honestly hate this path, and I will do everything to get out of this. I doubt that there will be an option, but yeah. -1. He still loves me. Indifferent. Oh. But she likes me. So far there's been absolutely no... How to say it? No benefits or no events based on relationships. Everything that we could have done is just based on stats that I completely missed because we just upgraded our relationships. Yeah, this is it's like the destiny. Bound of friendship. There is a lot of personal life. I'm not reading it out. The Lotless. You cast one final glance over the room where you lived for so long. Here is the table at which you sat studying all these books. Here is the bed on which you dreamed your dreams of the future. Your things are packed. You walk down the stairs. The landlord's servile smile is gone now. The unspent remainder of the funds allocated to your accommodation drop onto the counter from his recurrent hand. And then he turns away. You have no lot now. You are free. Free even from the knowledge of your tomorrow. You have cast away your destiny. But for what? This remains to be seen. The Brante family will support you no longer. But you have to find a place to stay in the capital so you can aid the Lotless. And so you seek Sofia. I'm afraid I can't offer you noble estate, but we found a basement in an abandoned house and made it into our home. It's on the bank of Reglata, by the river port. It's livable. There's only one room for everyone, so bring your own bedding, but it's warm and clean, and we have food and a place to keep our things. You will be safe. After all these courageous rides, going through the city streets on foot isn't half bad. The bayside wind still gets stuck under your skin, but it also cools you down on hot days. Not that you need it, you are born in Anisode, in the very southernmost part of the empire, and the hot season in the capital is nothing compared to the real heat of Magra. You recall all the hot days in the garden, sitting with father and talking about the lots, about your future in the capital. He used to look at you with such pride. He was so confident you would follow in his footsteps. A chilling gust of wind snaps you out of it. Enough nostalgia. It's time to face the future you've chosen for yourself. I didn't choose anything. You literally forced this upon me, game. The house where the Lotless live is close to the port. The basement entrance is hard to find, but you eventually locate it. Inside is one large room with bedding and belongings strewn about all over the floor. You find some free space in one of the corners, so you place your beddings and your things nearby. Then you take a good look around. There's only a handful of people in the building. You introduce yourself to them. They show you the utilities, a small kitchen and a room with a stove and several buckets of water. If you need more water, the river is right nearby. You ask them how long they have lived here. About 8 months. One of the Lotless tells you. They took over this basement back when they only had 10 members. Most of them were more or less homeless. Disowned by their families, expelled from the college, academy or seminary. Sofia found a place where they could live together. Everyone sleeps in the basement and meets in the abandoned house above. Sofia certainly is thoughtful, you intone. That she is, your fellow Lotless say, nodding. She takes good care of us, but she is also really secretive and demands that we follow her orders to the letter. Even after all these months, nobody knows where she lives. She only shows herself when the deems seems unnecessary. When the deems it I need a second. She only shows herself when she deems it necessary. That's it. Soon you come to know the Lotless better, and you see that they truly believe in what they are doing. At present, they are trying to expand their ranks and convince the common folk that the present order in the Empire can and must be fought. You can do this. You have to believe you can do this. And you have to do whatever Sophia says. Some of the students you rescued are also here. With their arrival, the ranks of the Lotless practically doubled. The event doubled? Must be a lot of them. The events of the college turned them against the current system. They are eager to act, and so you are. Sophia meets with every newcomer in private. It takes a few days before she finally speaks to you too. Sophia is sitting at a desk behind a pile of papers. She looks worn out, but still smiles at you. Hi, there's a reason I wanted to talk to you last. Our ranks are growing, but not everyone is as smart and learned and cunning as you. You don't know me at all. I need results, and I expect to get them from you. We have to tell the common folk the truth about what happened at the college. It doesn't matter how we do it. The Lotless will never forget, and we will never forgive the nobles for what they did. We have to tell people we exist, and we have to recruit new members. I know you can think of a way to do both. I expect a report in 1 week, at our next meeting. Good luck. Sophia stops talking and looks at you. You nod. There's something else you want to tell her, but you have no plan just yet, and it seems she has no time for small talk. You leave the meeting room. What will you do now? How can you tell people about the Lotless without everyone getting arrested? The best place to do this would be somewhere on the outskirts of the city, in the markets and taverns where commoners tend to gather. You spend the rest of the day strolling throughout the city streets. After a night of pondering, you have 3 ideas. Your first idea is the safest. Print a lot of leaflets and spread them all across Eterna. Tiny papers are easy to hand out, and all it takes is few printed words that hit home. And a printing press. You can even find a printing shop that will support your cause. Plan number 2. Talk about the Lotless to anyone willing to lend an ear. This is a more reliable option, after all. People tend to believe other people more than words on paper. It's more dangerous too. It's easier to arrest an orator than an author. And your numbers are too few as it is. And there is plan number 3. The city is still abuzz after what happened at the college. Somewhere out on these frantic streets are people willing to heed your call. Instead of wasting time and effort telling everyone about Lotless, perhaps you should focus on recruiting. Manipulation is extremely low. Yeah, I think the stats are now the biggest bottleneck. We can condemn the nobles if we have the willpower. Organize groups of agitators who will spread the truth by word of mouth in the city squares. Or recruit new members. We start combining the city's tavern and public houses, searching for more like-minded people among the students and the youth and the young. Yeah, I don't know if I would do the leaflets. Condemn the nobles. Let's just recruit the new members. After the incident at the college, people starting asking questions and looking for answers. You see how many young people on the streets are quietly sharing rumors, discussing the news, and trying to figure out what to do. They already know the truth. They have to be recruited right away. You won't get another chance like this. Over the next few days, you visit a number of taverns and public houses frequented by young people. 2 ex-students accompany you. While your comrades are loudly discussing the college incidents in order to provoke a reaction, you stay away, listen carefully, and watch to see who reacts. Anyone ready to support your position, anyone eager to speak, and angry enough to act is your target. Once you have a target, you sign for your comrades to stop, and together you find a way to get the target alone for a talk. You tell your potential recruits about the Lotless and invite them to a meeting next week. Almost all of them say that they will be happy to come. This plan is going well. You enjoy spending time surrounded by loud, festive people, energized by freedom. I don't. Camaraderie and unity brought together by a common and just cause. The first day yield a dozen potential members. 2 more days yield another 15. The day of the next meeting comes, and there are not enough seats to fit everyone who arrived to join the Lotless. People are learning on the walls, arguing, laughing, and listening attentively to Sophia's speech. So particularly inspired today, she addresses you at the end. Today I have nothing but words of gratitude for my old friend. You used to walk a different path, but you have seen that our cause is just. You joined us only recently, but you have done so much for us already, and I am confident that we have a bright future together. My thanks to you, Brante. We are full on power. "18 years. We are 18 years old. The trial of the 50. You have lived another year in the capital. Eterna has been shaken by what is now known as the trial of the 50. 50 people stand trial at once, all prominent members of the several political circles. They are accused of treason and conspiracy against the crown. The accused spoke in favor of reducing the power of the nobles and granting more rights to the common estate. There was no mention of rebellion, yet those words alone were enough to indict them. Every session of the trial is open to the public. It is a show of power made to discourage people from forming such circles ever again. You attend one of these sessions. The 50 face their verdict. Forced labor in the mines of Magra and Illyria for regular members, and true death for their leaders, 6 men and 1 woman. Their public execution takes place in the central square of Eterna. You remember the woman. Her name was Annie Sirin. She made a speech before her execution. A young woman, not too tall, her face almost plain, with long bang over her eyes. She looks calm, even at this moment. You cannot believe she is about to leave this world forever. Annie Sirin takes a look around before she speaks. Her voice is quiet, but you are close enough to hear every single word. She says she is happy to give her lives, fighting for the right of the people. Her cause will never die, Annie claims. Others like her will continue their work in hiding, for their cause is right and just. She is dragged away to the others. They put sack over her head and tighten the noose around her neck. A hand yanks on the lever, and the 7 dangle in the air. Their feet tremble at first, then grow still. There are gasps and cries of discontent in the crowd. Yeah, we are in power goes down, order goes up. Before the march. The ranks of the Lotless are growing steadily now. It's getting harder and harder to breathe in your makeshift meeting hall. People are coming from all across Eterna. Most of them are commoners, laborers, craftsmen, eager students, and all of them feel that the social order based on the lots is out of date. They are always discussing this, both at the major meetings and one-on-one. How can you change society without taking up arms? How can you defend those who suffer at the nobles' hands? You write several articles for a newspaper that is sympathetic to your cause. You cover the pages of the Imperial Sunrise with freedom-loving ideas, but before your words reach the printed page, You let Sophia read them. Alright, that's the sentence. I like your article. They really sting. They burn with genuine fervor and true audacity. And most importantly, you've been calling for action more than once. More and more. Our cause is just, and I know it well. But your words light a fire in men's hearts. They bring hope for change. I would never be able to do this without you, Brante. Thank you. It's time for another meeting of the Lotless. Sophia calms the crowd before she begins. My friends, it's time for us to act. We are strong, we are united, we are many. Our cause is just. Her words are met with cries of support, and your voice joins them. Sophia smiles, but there is still a hard, controlled edge in her eyes. 1 month from now, the Empire will hold the ritual of purification in St. Ignatius Square. Mages and witches who refuse to repent and wear collars will be murdered in a public execution. The church is preparing carefully for this. But these witches never asked for this. They were branded at birth. Our lot is to suffer, but theirs is something far worse. The Inquisition's collar takes away everything, your family, your estate, you're free, your will. A mage becomes a weapon for the Inquisition. They are stripped of their lot and place in this world. Mages are the true lotless. A witch's collar is the worst prison of all. We must set them free. Their freedom will mark the beginning of freedom of the entire Empire. The cries of approval die down, replaced by a growing mumble of confusion. Nobody in the room wants to openly defy the Inquisition. Sophia raises her hand, her eyes glinting in reflected golden candlelight. The room falls silent. We are not going to wage war against the Inquisition. What we are going to do is hold a march to support the mages. This will be our statement. We will seek the support of Patriarch Junius Diamond. He says that those who wield magic have the same rights as anyone else in the Empire. He seeks to give mages the freedom to find their own way to the Twins. We are going to show the Patriarch that we have heard his words and are ready to openly heed his call. I am a mage myself. He took off my collar and allowed me to choose my own path. I am going to give every mage and witch the same chance. Nobody ever chooses to be born with magic. But mages have the right to choose or abandon their power to follow the Twins. Our cause is just. Sophia lets the others speak their mind. Some fully support the march. Others hesitate, unsure of what to do. There's also a small group of people who reject the idea outright. Magic is evil, they say. Witches are dangerous. Supporting witches means defying the Twins. Sophia leads over them. Angry spark dance in her eyes. I am a witch, and yet you followed me. You chose to trust me. There is no time left to doubt. If you are not ready to walk this road, it would be best for you to leave the Lotless right away. Several people leave the hall, some of them ashamed, others grim. They all get a parting message from Sophia. Her cry rings through the basement and out onto the street. You will tell them nothing. Everyone else grows quiet. This is the first time anyone has seen the leader of the Lotless shout like that. Sophia draws back into her chair and asks everyone except you and 3 others to leave. You know these 3 Lotless. Sophia uses them for special assignments. You get ready to hear what she has to say. The goal of our march is to get Junius Diamond's attention. We need his patronage. It is essential that he hear about us and supports our movement. Without his aid and influence, our fight is doomed. With that, Sophia starts giving orders. She sends a young man to get collars, tells a lively girl to gather people and prepare banners, and instructs a lean legion soldiers to plan out the shortest road and the best location to begin the march. Then Sophia dismisses them. It is only 2 of you now. The basement room you use as a meeting hall grows empty and quiet, and you finally notice how tiny and exhausted Sophia looks. Dark rings encircle her eyes, and her skin is grey as parchment. She works so hard for your sake. After a moment of quiet, Sophia speaks to you about the Imperial Legion. I don't want to scare the others too soon, but I think you know what I'm going to say. If they have trained legionnaires guarding the square instead of prefecture gardenes. What are these words? The soldiers won't stand on ceremony. Some people might die during this march. You spend half the night planning escape routes in case you have to run for your lives. By the time the plan is finally ready, most of you are on the verge of nodding off. There is one more thing Sophia wants to discuss, however. Many people have joined the Lotless over the past weeks, but we still don't have enough members. We need to attract other people on the street in order to make our march stronger. People need to see that we aren't just misfits. Sophia has two ideas for attracting more people to the march, but you only have enough time to implement one of them. You could call upon the commoners who support the doctrine of Patriarch Fotis to join the march. Plenty of people in Eterna had to suffer at the hands of the Inquisition back when the new faith first emerged. Those who reject the lots were treated like heretics and punished accordingly. Alternatively, you could seek support from the clergy and the nobles. Even among them, many have relatives and friends who have suffered at the hands of the Inquisition. Sophia looks up from her papers. The circles around her eyes are even darker now. She is barely reacting to the world around her. She is but a shadow of the confident young leader of the Lotless you saw speak at the meeting. She lights her pipe and throws back into her chair, her eyes half-lidded, looking utterly exhausted. It seems this decision is yours. Mobilize the commoners. Mobilize the nobles and the clergy. Or show Sophia your support. You put work aside to help Sophia regain her strength. I don't know. You agree to mobilize the low-born estates for the march. You decide to mobilize the nobles and priests who have suffered at the hands of the Inquisition. I'll be perfectly honest, I don't care that much about the Lotless and their cause. I don't know. Since the college, the stakes went really down for me. But let's see. I will not show my support. Mobilize the commoners. You agree to mobilize the lowborn estates for the march. I think this would be nice, but I think most of us are lowborns, right? So it might be the best if we get some nobles and the clergy, because then it's not just one kind of people. Yeah, let's do this one. Mobilize the nobles and the clergy. You spend more time writing a list of the people who might show support for the cause of the Lotless. Compose the invitation for the march, carefully crafting each individual letter. You only choose priests who have criticized the Lots or sided with Patriarch Junius at least once. As for the nobles, you only chose those who lost family members accused of sorcery. There are only few of them. It takes you and Sophia until early morning to slowly gather information about the arrests of nobles accused of sorcery. Sophia rejects some of the names outright. I don't trust that Fabre. His brother got executed, sure, but everybody knows they were never on good terms. Levet's out too. He spoke in support of Patriarch Junius, but he'll never march with the lowborn. You agree, the march must succeed, even if it means sending out fewer invitations. Sophia has barely enough strength left to smile as you say goodnight at dawn. Go get some sleep, Brante. There won't be much time for that in the weeks to come. You watch her walk away in the morning light, amazed at how strong she is. A few years ago, she was just an ordinary girl next door. Wow, we got our first point in diplomacy. Nice, finally. Theology +1. We still need +2. if it even matters now. Summer, the feast of the hare. The capital is preparing for a great celebration, the coming of age of Yerian Tempest, heir to the throne. Ribbons and flags flutter in the wind, the streets are scrabbled clean, and the scent of flowers fills the air. You too set some time aside to join the celebrations. It is not often that you can see the ruling family of the Empire firsthand. The celebration day comes. At Eterna is a buzz. A festive procession starts on the streets. Sudden, students from the college and cadets from the military academy march in front, lined up in columns, and other citizens follow suit. You join the parade around the tail of the procession. Before long, it reaches the square in front of the Emperor's palace. The ruling dynasty of Tempests observes the parade from the palace balcony. They are joined by the Empire's highest dignitaries and province overseers. For the first time in your life, you see Emperor Uther II with your own eyes, there, high up above. The columns of college students, and academic cadets come to a halt at the balcony and salute the Emperor with their mottos. The Emperor raises his hand in a gesture of benevolent greeting. Then his voice echoes across the square. You can hear him easily, even from so far away. So this is the Emperor. I accept your gratitude, my loyal subjects. Take pride as you wield your knowledge and valor in the service to the Empire. All who are worthy will be ennobled by the mantle, by my grace. The nobles to be cheer the Emperor's words, but an Archduke Monroe steps onto the balcony, and their jubilation gives way to murmurs of discontent. Everyone here resembles, all too well, how the ruler of Monia tried to shut down the college by force. Still, the Archduke is the de facto leader of the Arcnian gentry. Gentry. He is a force to be reckoned with, even for the Emperor. Hail your Emperor, common folk. Be forever obedient and grateful for the good grace we do not deserve by birth. But then everyone grows silent. A young, slender Arcnian with a shy smile comes forth. There are whispers in the crowd. That's Prince Yerian, heir to the throne, student of the Cornelius. Promise and the hope of the common estate. To the left of Yerian, his younger brother Flavius. He is baffled by the sight of the parade below, too young to process what he is seeing. May the twins be kind to you, my future subjects. I promise to repay you in kind and help you prosper in your loyal service to the Empire. Exalted by these words, the nobles to be roars as one. All hail, Prince Yerian. Another figure steps into the view next to the heir. He is an Arcnian, elegantly dressed, and his mantle bears the Tempest colors. He raises his arms, about to make a speech. Long live Prince Yerian, students of the college, cadets of the academy. Time and again you have proven yourselves to the Empire by word and deed. Today is the day of great celebration, and in honor of Prince Yerian, you must ask the Emperor to guarantee forever the right of distinguished common folk to be ennobled by the mantle. So ask now. The cadets and students freeze in hesitation. They exchange glances, unsure whether to follow the words of the Emperor's own brother. On a balcony high above, Prince Yerian also remains still, listening to every reaction from the crowd. Archduke Monroe briskly steps into view once more. He takes several seconds to observe the crowd before he speaks. Imperial subjects, what the Emperor's brother wishes to say is that you must always remember that you owe your status to the Tempest dynasty. The Emperor accepts your gratitude and sends you off with his blessing. You may leave now. Commotion and murmurs spreads over the crowd. as some of the nobles-to-be refuse to follow Archduke Monroe's order. There are shouts heard here and there. The law. We ask for the law. The academy officers and teachers of the college urge them to fall in line and resume the parade, but tension is rising. The crowd slowly grows enraged and unruly. An Imperial Guard cavalry regimes emerge from the palace. They start slowly advancing on the crowd, hands on their swords, pushing people out of the square. The commoners are now running left and right. You too have to move away. This quickly quells the commotion in the square, and the cavalry withdraws. Emperor Uther appears on the balcony again. Archduke Monroe stands by his side. The square falls silent at the sight of the sovereign. My subjects, I can see how overjoyed you are for Prince Yerian, but your show of reverence and gratitude was clear enough. Now obey my will, continue the parade, and sing the praises of the Tempest dynasty that has given you so much. Square obediently lines up in columns once again. The bout of defiance is in the past now, and they resume the festive parade throughout the city streets. Glory to Emperor Uther, glory to Prince Yerian. Overseer in power. Letters from home. There are days when you receive letters from home. Father's writing is very reserved. He mostly discusses events and work in Magra, and writes very little about the family. It makes me proud that I have managed to teach Stefan how to handle our affairs at home. Your older brother behaves impeccably at the society balls and receptions that we host. He already has made several crucial acquaintances, right? But Gloria has a different opinion of Stefan. She thinks her older brother is taking more and more after grandfather. And that's not great. Stefan is a lot like grandfather. It's in his manners, his posture, his voice. He even dresses just like him. He used to be aloof around, and we barely talk in the past. But now he always blames me and tears me apart. I can't take it anymore. He walks all over me all the time and treats me like I'm a housemaid. Mother writes to you. From her letters you learn that Nathan just barely managed to graduate from school. It makes me sad to admit that Nathan has none of the talents you have. The other day, he told me he won't even try to study in the capital. He says he won't be able to pass the exams. I find solace only in the nights Nathan and I spend together reading the scriptures and our walks to the church by the silver tree. He accompanies me every time. Your sister and younger brother write about Mother too, and they say the same thing about her health. She now spends more time locked away in her chambers to brood. Okay, Gloria does her best to accompany Mother when she leaves home, and Nathan's letters mention her steps echoing in the hall in the middle of the night. There's one more thing Nathan mentions in his letters. Stefan and Gloria have been fighting very often these days. Stefan always tries to get under Gloria's skin, and she answers him in kind, and Stefan calls her a lovely commoner to make her shut up. You always tremble in excitement each time you see a new letter with the seal of your home province. Your fate is still bound tightly to your families, no matter the distance between you. Yeah, the relationship with family is not going great. Everything's so weird. I don't think everything is going according to any plan. Yeah, and his relations are going down again. Gloria's also nice. Nathan's also. March of the Colors. This is the morning you have been preparing for. One of the houses in downtown Eterna is packed with a crowd of people. Everybody puts collars on their neck. There are not enough for everyone, so the rest of them cover their necks with scarves and belts, and anything else that looks dark against the skin. There are so many faces, even faces you have never seen before. People of all estates have come here today. You flow out into the street. People keep coming to join the crowd, even as you start walking. There are shouts in the crowd now. Our cause is just. These words fill you with confidence, help you remain composed. Everyone is smiling. You march in the front row. The feeling is indescribable. Change is coming. The square is already covered with stacks of firewood for the pyres. You see people in collars, tied to wooden stakes, with inquisitors busy around them. Fire execution is almost ready to begin. Your path is blocked. Imperial Legion soldiers stand guard on all streets leading to the square. The crowd keeps pushing. There are cries on the street now. Mages and witches are children of the gods. Give the witches back their lives. Down with the shackles of the lots. The cries of the lotless fill St. Ignatius Square. A legionary yells over the mob and orders you to stand aside before they draw their swords. And then you hear a scream right next to you. We've got them outnumbered. We are going through them. Her voice rings in your head and fills you with fury and faith in victory. And you run straight at the legionnaires' sharp sword. But suddenly, a hand catches you and pulls you back. You see Sophia now, her eyes burning with golden light. The ecstatic, furious mob flows around her towards the unnerved legionnaire. Sophia's face looks inhuman now, her grin predatory. The legionnaire swings his sword at the maddened mob, but he is quickly knocked off his feet. His fellow soldiers guarding the square lock their shields together and draw their swords. There is a look of bewilderment in the Inquisitor's eyes. It seems none of them expected such frenzy. Sophia leads the attack. Set the sufferers free. Unius Diamine is on our side. The winds are our shields. Any idea of a peaceful march is now thrown into the wind. Sophia is about to send the Lotless against the lines of legionnaires. Only seconds, moments are left until they strike. You have to be there, in the front lines. Or will you try to stop her and avoid further bloodshed? There is still time. Or will you execute the plans yourself and free the captives from the funeral pyres on your own? Well, we have a lot of choices. We need scheming to free the captives. We need trusting with Sophia to hold back. Or we begin the assault. You repeat Sophia's cry and set her plan into motion. Yeah, it looks like the main story is now just automatic, linear. There are absolutely no choices for me to make because we just can't. You repeat Sophia's furious cry. Our cause is just. Set those Lotless free. Protect the people. This is how we pay for freedom. Our freedom and their freedom. Other voices start repeating your call, and it becomes a chant. The becoming of a living drum. Our cause is just. Our cause is just. Our cause is just. The mob tramples the legionnaires. You keep pushing relentlessly, even as people start dying at their swords. The shield-breaking ranks break and scatter. The Inquisition is gone, but the sky is already filling with smoke as the pyres begin to burn. The screams of mages burning alive fill the square. People are trying to snuff one of the fires with their own clothes, but it's too late. A woman with golden hair chokes on the stove before you can save her. You see several people fighting another mage. Freeing another mage from a burning stake. Horrible burns cover his legs. The square starts smelling of a hot fat and seared meat. The mob is loud, but thundering hoofs and clanging steel is louder. You hear the Legion cavalry advancing to the square. You scream to Sophia, but she can barely hear what you are saying. But when she does, she nods and orders retreat. There is chaos in the square now, and pushing and pulling, and the sound of clanging metal. You run away and through the maze of a street. You don't even bother to look behind. You do not even bother to look behind you to see if anyone is in pursuit. You run for as long as you can, until your foot catches a loose break on the road and you almost smash your teeth in. Only then you do stop. It is quiet. You don't recognize this part of Eterna. There is not a soul around you. It is hard to believe that the city can contain both this tranquility and the bloodstained chaos of a few minutes ago. You find a flop house on a nearby street and rent a dirty cubbyhole of a room. No questions asked. You pay for a few days' stay at once. It's a good thing you kept your money on you today. Then you walk upstairs to the room and collapse onto the bed. A wave of shakedowns and arrests washes over the capital over the next few days. You wait it out in the room. There is no news about the Lotless. It is as true none of it ever happened. You go to St. Ignatius Square only 3 weeks later. The cobblestones are covered with soot, and you see spots of dried blood in the bushes nearby. Excuse me. We see spots of dried blood weeks later. People are not cleaning, are they? In the bushes nearby, you find several broken collars. Our cause is just. Ailis, True Death, right? Youthful actress and singer, known as the Golden Voice, she quickly became famous in every inn in Eterna for her irresistibly enchanting looks. She came to the capital along with Jane, who used to be an acolyte at the temple at the Silver Tree. I guess that's the lady. Valor +1, we are a mediocre fighter. At the end of the chapter, we are finally getting the base stats up. The march in defense of the witch's Edna ended in chaos and carnage in the streets of Eterna. Youth. Year 1137, 19 years. Well, let's see. The Overseers of Magra. 2 major events take place while you are busy living your life. Firstly, Cornelius Tempest is no longer the great chancellor of the empire. He has been ousted and sent back to his province. His replacement is the Archduke of Monia. What are these names? Elgrius Monroe, the same Monroe who sought to shut down the college. The most powerful lord in the realm finally convinced the emperor that his brother Cornelius was giving too much freedom to the lowborn. Now the policies of the empire will be reversed. Many fear that the new great chancellor will destroy the imperial code of laws and other achievements of Cornelius. There are cautious rumors among the people. They say the new great chancellor is going to revoke the right of the common lot to be ennobled by the mantle. Secondly, Magra, your homeland, now has a new overseer, Gaius Tempest, the other brother of the Emperor Uther. Usually the overseer of a province is an archduke. After all, it makes sense that the province's most powerful noble to impart the emperor's will to the locals. Yet now this old-age tradition has been broken, and to no one's surprise, Archduke Tarquinius Miladias is absolutely furious. Gaius Tempest used to be the main supporter of his brother, former great chancellor Cornelius Tempest. The nobles at the emperor's court say this is a stratagem by the Archnian gentry, who want Gaius removed from the court affairs along with Cornelius. Either way, Gaius Tempest and Tarquinius Miladias, I hate these names, will be at each other's throats over the province. This does not bode well for their future. One thing is clear, Magda, your home province, is about to face great changes. Alright, there is peace and the struggle of power. The trap springs. Weeks pass, then months, and not a word from the Lotless. You have to resort to old jobs to survive. How much longer will you have to wait? Your hopes of seeing the Lotless return wane more and more with each passing day. You still recall the loss and bloodshed of St. Ignatius Square with pain. What happened to the others? How many of you managed to get away? And more importantly, what happened to Sophia? More days pass. You hear nothing. You keep returning to the same familiar city streets, glancing at the walls and windows, waiting anxiously for a sign or familiar face. Then, one day, you finally see a sign. A yellow towel hanging outside the window mayor's window. That means the night. You return to the basement. Only a few people are there. You look into their faces. There are fewer of you now. Some of the Lotless could not bring themselves to come, and others died back at the square. Sophia sits at the opposite end of the room, like an actor on a stage, her pipe in her hand. A golden ray of sunset has just reached through the basement window to glint in her hair. People are sitting at the benches or leaning against the wall. You sit where you normally do, in the front row, almost in the middle. There are voices and there are questions. Why did our meeting stop? Where did our meetings stop? Where has Sophia been all this time? What do we do now? Sophia stands up and looks straight at you, a golden light glowing in her eyes. I want to ask you all for one last favor. Please, for your own sake, don't do anything foolish. The golden light in Sophia's eyes comes alive and flies through the hall, enveloping the others in a vicious warmth. Your eyelids grow heavy, your mind becomes tangled and slow to react. You can barely stand, and your legs feel like they are made of rubber. The people in the throne slumped to the floor. There are cries of surprise and confusion from the back rows. Then you hear heavy, stomping steps. Armed knights clad black armor enter the basement. Lotless at the door draw their weapons and are killed instantly. A voice full of steel rings through the room. In the name of Emperor Uther, you are all under arrest. Your heart is racing, but the rays of sunlight will not release you from this stupor. You can do nothing but watch as your united brotherhood perishes. This feels like a nightmare. Some run for the tiny window. Others get down on their knees and surrender immediately. Others stand or sit still, unsure what to do. Your former unity is shattered. People you used to call friends and allies now kneel in submission, and those who do not kneel are quickly cut down. There are screams and flashes of steel, and then merciless cry, surrender or face execution. Sophia is no longer glowing. Her eyelids are red. She tries to maintain her composure, but you can see her lower lip trembling. Your eyes meet, and she looks away. Sophia, but how? Why? Everything ends as quickly as it began. Most of you are arrested, many are killed. Everyone bound by Sophia's spell is swiftly bound at the wrist and placed against the wall. You know most of you would rather die fighting, and you would if you were not bound and gaggled by magic. They took your choice away from you. I never had a choice in the first place. These people are well armed, well trained, but you see no signs on their armor. They're not the Legion, not the Prefecture, not the Inquisition. Your worst fears has come true. These are soldiers from the secret chancellery. Your body is bound by magic, so strong you cannot even twitch. You are trampled along with the rest of the Lotless. There is no escape. Your eyes close. You have to muster all your willpower to drive slumber away. You have enough willpower to break Sophia's spells, even for a moment. And even if you do, will it ever help if you resist? So we can surrender, accept the inevitable, and do not resist arrest. Create a distraction. You break free and distract the secret Chancellor soldiers in order to give some of the Lotless a chance to escape. Resist Sophia. Sophia has betrayed you all. You urge your brothers to resist her. I really don't know. And honestly, I don't care at all. What can we do? I don't think creating destruction is okay. People would just die. If I urge to resist, people may die again. You accept the inevitable and do not resist arrest. They don't say that they will kill us, they say just they will arrest us, so let's just surrender. You collapse against the wall as the spell gets better of you. You're barely strong enough to keep your eyes open. Suddenly, a boot kicks you roughly in the gut. You double over in pain. Sophia is right next to you, breathing heavily. You lie slumber on the floor, expecting to be kicked again. But they do not touch you anymore. She leans over you and whispers, "I'm glad you didn't try anything foolish. Now I know you will be safe." A soldier's boot steps just shy of your face. There is blood on it. "No, I know you'll be safe. Sophia is your only ticket out of this. But can you even trust her after such a betrayal? Can you even believe in her after all the lies she used to trick you, and a lot less?" Crawl aside, Brante, and stay out of this until we are done. Men clad in black armor quickly tie up your friends and take them outside, one by one. You watch Sophia as you wait for them to get you. Your breathing becomes calmer. Your doubt slowly dissipates. You have to trust Sophia in this. She will find a way to keep you safe. You hear heavy steps again. They tie you up, tightening the knots around your wrists so hard your fingers turn white. You are dragged outside, roughly, and thrown into a windowless wagon, along with the other Lotless. Soon the wagon shifts, then starts moving. You are being taken somewhere. Willpower +5. Prepare for anything. Okay. The secret society of the Lotless was struck down by the secret chancellery. Many of the conspirators were captured. Recruitment. Days are followed by nights. Nights are followed by new days. You can only tell because of the light coming in through the tiny window near the ceiling. You spent several months in this crumpled cell. It is 5 steps long, 2 steps wide. 2 steps wide? These walls felt oppressive during your first week. But people can get used to anything eventually. They feed you twice a day. They do not answer any questions. They take away the food if you scream too loudly. You think of your family often. How would they react if they heard you were facing execution for being part of an underground movement? Mother would die from grief. Execution always brings true death. Mother's hair would turn white. Gloria would cry. Stephen would rage. And Nathan would become even more isolated. Sophia, how could she do such a thing? She said the Lotless were her family. She insisted so much on freeing the innocent mages. She urged you to support Patriarch Unius and the new faith. Sophia said all that, and then she stood there and watched her fellow Lotless get killed and arrested. Their lives lost. Years of work undone and destroyed. Driven mad with rage, you punch the stone wall. Blood splatters from your knuckles. It goes dark. The lock on the door squeaks and the cell opens. They carry you out by the arms, but you no longer resist. You are sick of this. It's no use anymore. They seat you in the interrogation room. There is a man sitting across you, plain but well-tailored jacket, pale face with chiseled features, thin black mustache, black eyes watching your every move from their deep sockets. When did the Sacred Chancellor first start watching? When did you all become pawns in their game? Nobleman keeps studying you with utter disdain. Even grandfather never looked at you with such scorn. He wears a pendant in the shape of a wheel. His graved hands rest atop of table with a walking stick leaning against it. Behind him stands Sophia, her head down. Felipe Alfero, advisor of the Sacred Chancellor. I am Baron Felipe Alfero, advisor to the Sacred Chancellery, but I have a dislike for titles. Call me Sir Felipe. That will suffice. I know everything about you, young Brante. Your father and grandfather are loyal servants of the Empire. Your brother is a noble by birth. Where did your life take such a turn? How did you stoop so low? You want to know? I couldn't make a choice, and I had to join this fucking thing. The advisor to the Secret Chancellery shakes his head, presenting you with a clearly false smile of sympathy. You feel like a student in front of a strict teacher, but you will not leave this room with a mere flogging. You, young people, don't even realize what you are doing, openly defying the church and its teaching, openly speaking out against the law. And when Junius Diamant gives you the order, you wreak havoc in the capital, assault priests and free apostates, witches sentenced to execution. Is that right, Sophia? Yes, Sir Felipe. It all happened exactly as you said. You shiver with disbelief. There was no order from Junius Diamant. That is not true. It never happened. You look at Sophia, but she will not look at you. Her eyes are only on Baron Alfero, and he looks at you with a fatherly smile and a restless gaze. You are trapped. Now his words will be the truth, and nobody will ever believe anything you say. If only I could be like you, young Brante, a mere boy who thinks he can change the Empire all on his own. But I suppose it's a good thing I am not that naive. Otherwise, I would be in your shoes right now. And you would be dealing with someone far worse than me. There are many things in this world that do not sit well with me, but unlike your youthful rebellion, my goals are quite clear. Does he think it is my rebellion? Did she sell... what? My wish is to save the Empire, to save it from the likes of you, people who reject traditions and the laws given us by the gods, fools who seek the mages free, practitioners of the new faith that is destroying the church from within, even if their leader is a patriarch and an Arachnian from an ancient dynasty. You know my methods, and that is why they are effective. Thanks to Sophia and this secret society of hers, we've already managed to gather all the dangerous insurgents together, and summarily deal with them in one fell swoop. The heretic Junius Diamant is next in line. But that is none of your concern. Let us speak of your fate now. Felipe produced a folder full of notes and puts it on the table in front of you. The folder bears your name. Your hands shake as you flip through the pages. How you infiltrated the college during the siege. How you helped recruit more people for the Lotless. The articles you wrote for the newspaper. The advice you gave Sophia. Your preparation for the March of the Colors. Your life over the past 3 years is laid down on these pages. It was 3 years. Just the record of your presence at the Lotless meeting is enough to sentence you to execution. But that is the least of what have you done over the years. Your stomach turns. Do not expect your father's authority as a judge to save you from this, Brante. He is just a second-generation judge. A brief note from me, and you will face true death. And then your father, and the rest of your peculiar little family as well. What do you say? Is there any reason I shouldn't just do that? Sir Felipe, He strikes Sophia, swiftly and painfully, doubles over and clutches her stomach. gasping for breath. Slowly, Felipe returns the walking stick to his previous position. His gaze never leaves you. I don't remember giving you permission to speak, but very well, I grant it now. Speak. Sofia finally catches her breath and leans against the wall. She looks at you for the first time since the interrogation began. Sir Felipe, Brante grew in Anizote, like me. He is very bright and has proven himself to be quite capable since his very first day with the Lotless. You will find my description of him in my report. He will serve your cause in Magra well. You do not look at Sofia. Her betrayal is the reason you ended up here. But now she's putting herself at risk to save your life. Felipe stares you down, his chin resting on his fist. Proved himself, you say. And how about he proves himself to me as well? There are only few ways out of this room, Brante. One leads at the gallows, the other makes you my loyal servant. Thank you. Thank your childhood friend for his mercy. I will give you one chance, and only one, to prove that you are useful to the secret chancellery. I'm listening. Out with Felipe. We have the manipulation. Somehow we have to. Yeah, by 13, of course. Prove that you will be useful. Scheming. Yeah, absolutely no way we can get that far. We can reject the secret chancellery. You choose true death for yourself and dishonor the Brantes family. I'll be honest, I'm thinking about this. Betray the remaining Lotless. You seek salvation in service to your new master and name all the Lotless who have managed to remain safe so far. I don't care about any of this. I want to see what is further in the game, so let's do this. We're gonna betray the Lotless. You have no strength left to fight. Betrayal is the only choice you have left. If you want to live, you have to prove your loyalty. Excellent, Brante. I see you have had enough time to accept your new position, and besides, those people mean nothing to you now. I have high hopes for you. You start talking, first names, last names, code names. You mention Arthur Marae, who supported you with money after he was freed, the Stash family, who welcomed you into their home, and a handful of other names. Sofia is silent and emotionless as you speak, but her lips are pressed tightly. You have a fine memory, Brante. You just might make a good spy after all, and you've already learned your lesson. Serve the man who takes care of you. I have no use for the Lotless now, so we will fight them all and deal with the rest of these ragamuffins. Call me impressed, but if you disappoint me, so much the worse for you. Now mark my words, from this moment on, you're my secret servant. This is your only lot in life now, as it were. You obey me and no one else, and do not even think of mentioning the secret chancellery to anyone. You and Sofia will return to Anizote. Tell everyone you earned a small fortune in the capital, or made wealthy friends. You're a slippery young man. Just think of something believable, will you? Once you are there, open a print shop. Don't waste too much time on it. This job will be your cover to keep you looking busy in public. My people will pay you visits from time to time and bring you instruction from me. I have big plans for your desert province. My every instruction must be carried out immediately. If you ever fail or try to fool me, your family will suffer along with you. Here, this should be enough for the print shop. Now you have something to bring back home. With a chuckle, Felipe drops a hefty pouch at your feet. It falls like a rock and makes a sound that only gold can make. Before you can say anything, he turns around and leaves. Once you are left alone with Sofia, she finally lets her emotions rise to the surface. How could you do such a thing? How could you betray those who were still free after everything I've done to keep them safe? Do you think it was easy to watch my friends being killed? Nobody would have left the room alive if it wasn't for me. Yes, I bound everyone I could to my spell, because otherwise you wouldn't have died. You would have died trying to fight back. I hope I could get everyone out of there alive, but I only got you out. You are useless, Sofia. Oh my god. Then suddenly, Sophia's rage subsides. Her hand comes rest on your shoulder. I know how you feel right now, but it's all Philip's fault. He starved you in a prison, and you are only human. And now Philip is about to eliminate the rest of Lotless, but we can do nothing to save them now. And as for you and me, Philip has us on his leash now. We'll have to survive like this. We can run from him. If I don't do what I'm told, he will have me collared and sent back to the House of Humility to be an obedient, soulless puppet. But we have each other now. We can do this. Don't lose hope. The jailer enters the room before you can say anything else. You are let out of the prison and led into the yard. You wince at the light of the sun and the shining pillar. The carriage takes you back to the flop house, where you took refuge after the March of the Colors. The driver kindly informs you he has orders to take you back to Anisot in 3 days. You start packing. It all feels like a dream. Everything will happen exactly as Felipe said. You have nowhere to run. If you try to flee, they will find you, and they will find your family first. In the blessed Arcanian Empire, there is no way to start over with a clean slate. The twins and the secret chancellor see all. Your months in prison are the past, but can you truly call yourself free now? You'll be going home soon. -2 distaste. Great. Heaven happened. The secret society is betrayed. Path of the Lotless. You fail to protect the Lotless, the Empire utterly destroys the secret society. You now serve the secret chancellery. Your life and fate are in the hands of advisor Felipe El Ferro. Winter. Diamant stands trial. Just before you leave the capital, you overheard something unusual on the streets. Junius Diamant, Patriarch of Astinia and one of the leaders of the new faith, will stand trial before church tribunal. The Order of the Inquisition has accused Patriarch Junius of patronizing blasphemous witches and disseminating heresy. The Holy Tribunal claims that Junius was scheming to free all witches and sorcerers from the collars that fetter their accursed powers. And, what's worse, the Patriarch was also accused of forming the Lotless, a dangerous secret society based in the imperial capital. Members of this society have been assaulting inquisitors and priests of the church, as well as freeing witches from the cleansing fire and helping them escape the holy law. Now the Patriarch must face the Holy Tribunal of the Inquisition in Eterna. By all accounts, this is a devastating blow to the new faith and the end of days for Junius himself. The Inquisition will make the most of this opportunity to rid the land of this unwelcome Patriarch who dared to shake the foundation of the old faith. But then comes the sudden waves of Patriarch Junius' reply to the Holy Tribunal. It is no less stunning than the accusation. These words are nothing but lies. I will say this to anyone who dares to bring this accusation against me in person, but I want those hypocrites to bear full weight of their responsibility for this slander against me, my flock, the Aman dynasty, and the Holy Order. I agree to stand trial before the Holy Tribunal, but I will face them on my own land and on my terms. Patriarch Junius has already received strong support from Patriarch Luke and many priests across Arcania. Parishes of the new faith throughout the Empire are now sparking out in support of Junius Diamant. The Church of the Twin Gods is about to be rent in twain. The Inquisition has no choice but to revoke the trial in order to avert the coming schism. Their new official stance is that Patriarch Junius has been wrongfully accused, and the Holy Tribunal will now apply more cautious judgment during any further trials against the followers of the new faith. Following the teachings of Patriarch Fotis is no longer seen as heresy by the Inquisition. The trial of Junius has been averted, but the divide within the church is only deepening. The new faith has directly challenged the old faith. The result is uncertain, depending on who you ask. Some say Junius all but pleaded guilty. Others believe that Patriarch and the alleged rebellion against the church, as well as the Inquisition, is nothing but a ruse. There are also people who think the entire situation sounds like one of the secret chancellor's dirty deeds. One way or another, the Patriarch of Astinia and so-called the New Faith remains at his post. But for how long? And how will the Old Faith and the New Faith clash next? Farewell to the capital. The Reglata and Tarnila rivers meet outside the city walls. You've barely left the capital since you came here all those years ago. A breeze is blowing in your face, and the bright noon sun hangs above the shining pillar. Your stay in Eterna has come to an end. You arrived here, a boy, full of hopes and aspirations, driven by your family's expectation and desire to live your life as you saw fit. Where did your youthful ambition lead you in the end? Eterna never became your home. To you, it was a place of turmoil and disappointment. You tried to change the course of history, but history broke you in half and threw you away. You were too young and inexperienced. Your entire life was wrecked by a single decision that I didn't make. What future could you possibly have now? All of your hopes are buried here in Eterna, and you must leave the city behind. What is destiny? No, it is this. Your hands clench into fists as you think about it. You will have to live two lives, a public life as the owner of a print shop, and a secret life as a spy for the secret chancellery. This is the only path fate has in store for you now. Mother used to say that humility and hard work are the strength of the common folk. Each new blow brings less pain and teaches you to get up back more quickly. All you have to do is walk this path without showing weakness. But you stayed from the path of humility and graduated from the school of hard knocks. You learned to lie and manipulate others, to survive and hide and act in secret. As a teacher, Sophia had no equal. But what are you supposed to do now? Will you accept your role in the schemes of the secret chancellery, since it means well for the empire? Or will you have what it takes to find another way and use your new position for schemes of your own? Many things must be changed back home now. You recall Gloria particularly fondly. The way she used to rebel all the time and defy her lot to write poems. She always fought hard to be herself, no matter what other people or the law said. Gloria was the only one who supported your decision to find her own path. You want to see her so badly, and tell her all the news and share the joy of you returning. Excuse me. And tell her all the news and share the joy of your return with her. You have to get her a gift from the capital, something that will matter to your sister, while there is still time. You decide to buy her a book she could never find in Anisot. You start combing through the market. You go to 5 bookstores, but you see nothing suitable. One last shop, and then it's time to leave. Promise yourself. The store is marked by an unremarkable sign. On an unremarkable building, you enter a dark room full of bookshelves. On one of these shelves, you see a small book bound in black letter. The name of the author, Fermilanides, is stamped in gold. You peek inside. How strange. This is not a biography of the rebellious Duke and his rebellion. It is not even a study of his legacy, it is a book of his poems. You thumb through the pages and realize that Gloria would enjoy this book very much. The poetry of Kar is about love and struggle and strength of will. and the drive to keep fighting even when all hope is lost. The book costs almost nothing. It leaves this bookstore with you. You leave the capital that morning. The carriage hired by the secret chancellery awaits you at the door. Eterna, the city where you spent 4 years, slowly disappears on the horizon. Will you ever see the capital again? You do not know. The book, A Gift for Gloria, is in your hands. Homecoming. After 4 years in the capital, you return to your home city of Anizote. The end of youth. The years of your youth have come to an end. The time have come to leave the capital behind and return to your family and the new business in your hometown of Anizote. The years away from home were full of tumult and hardship. Your adult shoulders now bear the burden of your first life-changing decisions. Did you have the freedom to choose this lot for yourself, or was it destiny all along, ever since your childhood years? All you can do now is follow the path that lies before you. Alright, that was it. That was the chapter 3. I apologize for my speaking. I don't know what is happening. Too much text. I think this game is way too text heavy. Way too much story. Not enough decision making. Let's see. Important life decisions. We joined Lotless. We got imprisoned and then enslaved. Nice. Diplomacy. Theology. Nothing basically changed. Like +1, +2 in one thing. Yeah, not even the first threshold reached. Mediocre fighter. +1. We are completely useless. Like, the only thing that are changing are the relationship with people, but those are also completely useless. There was never a single decision in which the relationship would matter. Well, I guess this is just the making of our character, of me, and looks like I made extremely bad decisions because I am underdeveloped in every single way. I am starting diplomacy and fighting. Isn't that judging? Yes, judge and judge. Interesting. And the only thing... Yeah, the thing that I wanted to go is 8 and 7. Literally the worst. Interesting. But we didn't die. Very interesting game. I wonder how much the decisions will matter now, since we are becoming an adult. If there will be something very major. If we will finally can use all our relationships. We will see in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.